So for this video, I need to first define 3 words that you have to understand for this video. And they are consistency, difficulty, and progress. So consistency is basically how often you do an activity to improve a skill. That's very simple, right? I think we can agree on that. Difficulty is how much harder an activity that you're doing to improve a skill gets over time. So how much more difficult an activity gets over time. And progress is how much better you get at a skill over time, how much better you get at an activity over time. So how much you're improving in a certain skill. Because every skill kind of requires an activity, right? Every skill requires some activity that you need to partake in to up the skill level. For example, to up the skill of mindfulness, you need to meditate. Meditation is the activity, mindfulness is the skill, right? So if you've watched Hamza, you've probably already know this, that meditation is the best thing you can do for your mindfulness. But there was a mistake in my own meditation schedule that I made like very recently. And it's that I was expecting too much of myself for meditation. So basically, my initial goal for meditation, I don't know if you heard that. My stomach just growled, yo. So basically, when I started meditating, my goal was to meditate every day for 5 minutes. That sounds like a reasonable goal, right? To meditate every day for 5 minutes. But what I didn't know is that I was going to update my schedule later on. I updated my schedule later on to better fit my day. I looked at the meditation time block that I created. And I changed it from 5 minutes to 10 minutes because I was like, 5 minutes is not really that much time I'm giving myself for meditation. I should give myself more time. Meditation is extremely important. I should give myself more time to meditate. Guess what I did? I didn't do it every day. I did it one day for 10 minutes. For the next 5 days, I didn't do it. Because I would see 10 minutes of meditation. I have to get out of this fucking zone and just meditate for 10 minutes. 10 whole minutes, bro. I wasn't feeling it. And we can talk about discipline on some level, but I wasn't being consistent with it. The funniest thing about this is that the old goal I set, 5 minutes, I wasn't even doing that every day. I wasn't even doing 5 minutes every day. I would do it every other day, every 2 days. Sometimes I'd skip 3 days. And here I was thinking that I should increase it to 10 minutes. I was going to do that. So this is one of the biggest problems on self-improvement with a lot of young men, is that they expect too much of themselves. They think that they can do so much better when they aren't even doing good right now. So how do we fix this problem? You need to lower the standard for success. It's that simple. When you think about consistency and difficulty, which one do you think is more important? Which one? I want you to think about it very carefully. Which one do you think is more important? Consistency or difficulty? The more important one is actually consistency. Because without consistency, you will never make progress. Without it, you will never make progress. Understand that. Without consistency, you will not make progress. Consistency and difficulty need to work together to create progress, right? Because think about it like the gym. When you go to the gym, right? First thing, you need to go to the gym like most days a week, right? Probably 5 or 6 days a week, you're probably going, right? That's consistency. You're going this many days a week, every single week, and you're hitting the weights. Difficulty is like going up weight or doing more reps of the same weight. That is difficulty. Think about it like this. If you didn't show up to the gym for a whole week, but you did up the difficulty. Let's say you didn't go to the gym for like a whole week, and next week you went and you were like, okay, well, last time I got this many this many reps of like 100 pounds. I already reached the maximum 15 reps for 100 pounds. Let's go up to 110 now and try to get 10 reps. Chances are you won't hit it. Chances are you will not hit it. You know why? Because you broke the consistency. Maybe 1 week is a bit too small of a time frame, but let's say you skipped it for like 2 weeks. Then your difficulty going up in it won't even fucking matter for your progress anymore. Because you weren't consistent. Consistency needs to take the priority all the time. The priority is always going to be consistency over difficulty, even though you need both to gain muscle. But if you're not going to the gym when you say you will, then you will not make progress. Just like that, I needed to lower the bar of success for my meditation. Because I knew I'm not very skilled in the field of mindfulness yet. I'm very bad at it actually, because even while I'm talking to you right now, I have brief pauses, right? And that's because sometimes I start thinking about other things while I record this video. Random thoughts just pop into my mind while I record this video, which shows that I haven't become very great at the skill of mindfulness yet because I haven't meditated for long enough. So I had to lower the bar of success to ensure that I would actually be meditating every day like I wanted to. And I lowered that bar all the way from 5 minutes to 1 minute. For the past 8 days, I've done 1 minute of meditation. I don't have my phone right now, but on the Medito app, I use the Medito app. You probably know about it. And I just put the 1 minute timer. I think the minimum used to be 3 minutes, but then they updated the app for all the retards like me. They updated the app and they added 1 minute and 2 minutes as well. So now you can meditate for 1 minute on Medito. For the past 8 days, I meditated for 1 minute. Today is the first day I went up to 2 minutes. 2 minutes, and it was feeling a little bit difficult. And here I was thinking that I could do 5 minutes every day. But my streak has never been longer. And I know like some people say don't care about the streak. You know, it's the day, don't count the days, make the days count, like that type of stuff. But I'm talking about consistency right now. You need to lower the bar of success so that you can do a certain activity more. You need to lower the bar of success so that you can increase the amount of times you do an activity per week. Because if you're not, then that means that you made it too difficult. You have to lower the difficulty and up the consistency. Then when you're consistent, then you can up the difficulty. Only when you're consistent can you up the difficulty, right? That makes sense, right? Because imagine when you started going to the gym. When you started going to the gym, you probably cared more about just showing up than lifting heavy-ass weights. It probably mattered more to you that you just showed up to the gym, because before you used to never show up, right? Because you just started going to the gym at this point. What really mattered was showing up and doing the workouts. Not really like getting so much stronger. It didn't really matter so much. It only mattered once you have made progress in getting there every day. Then you decided to focus on the difficulty, because like now getting there isn't a problem. It's not like you have to you're not like you're fucking depressed and you're stuck in bed. You're like, I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to go to the gym. You're not like that anymore. You're going to the gym. So now you can focus on upping the difficulty, and that way you will actually make progress. Of course, you can't just have consistency alone. You need to pair it with difficulty to make progress. You can't just go to the gym and lift the same reps, same weight over and over again. I used to do that without even counting my reps. I used to not even fucking count my reps. I used to not even count my weight. I used to just kind of do whatever I felt like doing. That because of that I made barely any progress. So difficulty is very important, but the first thing you need to focus on is consistency. If you're learning a new skill that you aren't good at yet, that's okay. If you're not good at the skill yet, then it's okay to focus on consistency first and then difficulty. Of course, if you've been going to the gym for a while now, you can focus on difficulty as much as you want because consistency isn't even a problem anymore. But let's say you're starting meditation for the first time. You need to lower the bar. You need to make it consistent first before you can up the difficulty. That's a lesson that so many young men need to know. Because since they don't know this, they start quitting self-improvement and they're like, oh, it's too fucking difficult for me. It doesn't work for me. It would work for you if you had some humility to admit that you're not that great yet. You can't really do that much yet. But of course, like, it's not a big deal. You can always improve over time. There's always time. The time is going to pass anyway, so you don't have to worry about not hitting like the maximum you could do. And what else? I think a big reason that so many young men decide to prioritize difficulty over consistency is because they want to make progress faster. And I think you probably already know this, but making progress faster ensures that you make less progress. You will make less progress if you try to make progress faster. A lot of people know this in certain realms, but they don't know it in every single realm. By that I mean, a lot of people will like kind of overload themselves on certain tasks, like how much they do deep work for, how much they read for, how long they like want to meditate for. These are the things that people don't often understand. The importance of making slower progress, gradual progress. Gym as well. Gym. A lot of people want to make fast progress. And these certain realms, people kind of get fooled by it a little bit, right? Like meditation, people will be like, well, I guess I can just meditate 20 minutes. All I have to do is sit there and breathe. They get humbled by like how actually difficult it is to sit there with trying to have like less thoughts in your mind as possible. Or going to the gym and trying to lift the heavy weights. Not that easy, right? So you have to realize that you have to start with just a fucking empty bar. And that's quite humbling, but it's necessary to become consistent and to actually make progress. If you go there and you start trying to fucking bench 120 on your first day, you're going to fail. And maybe your friend is like over there benching 120, one fucking rep PR. Fuck your PRs, bro. Do it for like 20 reps and see how much you can fucking do that for if you actually want to build muscle. So many people here just focusing on PRs. I hear so many men who get so discouraged to go to the gym and try to get muscle because of their friends just saying like, well, you can only bench like 80 pounds, so I can bench 220. But like, let's look at the fucking rep count. You're doing 220 for one fucking rep. You can say that means you can bench 220, but that just means you put all your fucking energy in one rep. If you're trying to build muscle, that's not how you should do it. You're supposed to do a lighter weight. You're supposed to do more reps. That's fine. But so many people don't understand like this whole like bullshit like 1 rep PR thing. Like, you don't have to do that. You're supposed to like be focused on building muscle. Of course, I can't tell you that because I don't have that much muscle, but you know, that's like the strat that most people will do, right? To build muscle, they'll do 10 to 15 reps. Anyway, that's a bit off topic. But there's certain realms that you get kind of humbled doing. And like, you get humbled when you try to increase the difficulty too fast. That includes the gym, that includes meditation, that includes how long you want to do deep work for. Some people are like, I'm going to deep work all day. You fucking idiot, you can't deep work all day. Then it wouldn't be deep work. It would be like half brain work. Half of your brain would be on during that work. The rest of it would be somewhere else. You'd be opening tabs, going to different fucking tabs on your browser instead of focusing on the task at hand. So there are certain things that you can understand why slow progress does matter. Think about if you're bulking. If you're bulking and you try to gain 1 pound per week, which seems like a pretty normal bulk, right? Maybe 1.5 pound a week. Too much. You'll gain fat. You'll gain a lot of fat, right? More than muscle if you try to bulk too fast. I'm bulking and I'm pretty fucking slow at it, right? Because I'm trying to do 0.5 pounds a week because I know that if I bulk a little bit slower, I make more gradual progress. It will take longer, but I'll have less fat to deal with when I cut. You probably already know that, right? You probably already know about this whole fucking bulking science. 1 gram of protein per pound body weight. You know all this, right? But what really matters is you translate this to other tasks instead of trying to think that you're so amazing that you can really fucking meditate for 50 minutes a day, an hour a day. You're not fucking doing it. Same thing about fapping. So many people hop onto NoFap and then they get traumatized by it because they keep relapsing every single day. And they're like, oh no, I'm not doing it anymore. I don't do that anymore. I don't fap. No, I'm not fapping today. Then you fap the next day. Because you lowered the bar of success too little. You need to lower it more if you actually want to make consistent progress. Go from fapping 7 times a week to 6 times a week. Do that for a couple weeks, then go to 5 times a week. I know it sounds slow. It sounds kind of annoying to say but I don't really want to fap for 6 times a week next week. I want to fap none. But you need to. That sometimes is required for consistent progress. So just remember this. When trying to make progress in a certain skill, consistency always takes the priority over difficulty. If the skill is a new thing, if it's a new skill that you're trying to get better at, consistency will always beat difficulty. Period. I didn't mean to say period in a weird way, but I meant it to provide emphasis. Yeah, that's it for today. Hope y'all got a good day. Have a good day today. Yeah. Good. This video won't change your life. You will.